Hi everybody, welcome back to Along the Kiel Canal for episode number 5. I'm in a combine, somebody else's combine. We're heading off to do a contract, sunflower harvest, since we move forward into November. New round of contracts have started to come up and we picked a nice one to give us the first of our 5 contracts for the month. Nice piece of equipment, nice big New Holland. I already have the rest of the equipment I need up at the field. I have our own tractor with the cart wagon on it, and I have a semi-truck with a big trailer to do the hauling to the sell point. One of the reasons I picked this is because the sell point is close by as well. Plus I wanted to do a sunflower field. And I want to do a contract that's worth about 18,000 plus whatever bonus we get. Anyway, welcome back to Along the Kiel Canal. I thought we'd not work on our own farm to do this month again, but I didn't realise that our grass field is actually ready. So that means we're going to have to get our field. Literally what I'm going to do is divide it in two. One half is going to be silage, one half is going to be made into hay. That's going to go into our cow pen. And then when we get our mineral feed and we have straw there now, we can make our TMR. Once that starts to happen, then we can start to get cows. So that'll be another animal on the farm. I realised I put the straw into the feed part. I didn't put any straw in the actual bedding part. So there won't be any manure just yet on that. I'm going to pull in here. And, that's solid tree, not a bush. Right, we're going to have to do some manoeuvring to get this into the field. Let's drop this back here. No, it's one of those. It's a dolly. You know what? Let's make the use of this space over here. It's only free space anyway. Yeah, so we're going to do this field. It's a decent enough field. Let's jump into the map. It's how many acres? 31.9, so 32 acres. It's going to take a bit of time, and I jumped in on this. I never checked the weather. It's not showing any rain, so hopefully it won't. We'll get through it. I can't resist a decent combine, which is one of the reasons this kind of appealed to me when I seen it. Signposts have no collisions on this map, which is a good thing. Anyway, before we get started, we have our random event, as we do at the start of each month. So I spun the random event this time, and lo and behold, we got lucky again. Now, random event for November, perfect growing conditions. In October, there you go. After a difficult October, soaring fuel prices, November brings a welcome change. Mild weather, ideal soil conditions provide establishment for newly sown crops. So what happens is when we yield that field, we get an extra 10% bonus. Now I need to remember, we've only got the one field, which is the field we put our wheat into, which is field number 1, or put our barley into, which is field number 1. It was wheat we took out of it. So whatever we get off that field, we get a bonus. We'll work it out. Now, having said that, we could still see that go the other way. It's a positive plus at the moment, but with the random events being random events, that could actually come back to bite us, in that it may be on our side right now, but it could go against us with another roll of the random event, and we could lose our 10% or even more. So I kind of was surprised when they came up and I read it, and I thought I hadn't paid enough attention to them to realise that was one of the ones that I said, okay, right, I'll take that. I've only one field in, but you could see where if I had all my fields sown, say 3 fields, 4 fields, there'd be 4 crops you get a bonus on for next harvest season. So yeah, we work it out anyway, what it will be and what way we work it out. Could be a case of If I'm going to sell it off the field straight away, well then, whatever the money is, you add 10% on. If not, say it gives us, say we get 50,000 litres off the field. Well, then we get 10% bonus, which is 5,000. So we do our best to get 5,000 litres of barley for free in the trailer, and then just tip it into our silo for storing it, and that's it. So if it turns out 4,500, so be it. We won't go over. We'll just take a bonus. It doesn't have to be 10%. 10% is a max. So if we end up at 9.5%, that'll do me. We're not going to try and hit bang on, but it just means we get a bonus off it. And it is a nice thing to have on the random events. A nice, yeah, I'm kind of growing on these random events, but it's only because they've been good to me so far. We haven't had, apart from the high fuel price, which we managed to avoid, we haven't had any major economic difficulties yet. And I say yet because they are built into it too. And just we'll see what happens at the start of each month. So I was kind of surprised when I done that, because I rolled it to make up the slide so I could put it up so you could see it. And I'd already came in on the 1st November and accepted this contract, because the odd time when you quit out without saving, you come back in, the contracts are gone. So it did give us the truck and the trailer, and I decided, okay, you wouldn't necessarily drive around this type of field with a truck to chase a combine. So since we have the wagon, the auger wagon, I decided, right, we'd bring our own tractor over and use that to offload from the combine in the field and then load it into the trailer. So we've 230,000 in the bank. We're going to need some equipment to deal with our hay. We're going to need a tether. We don't even have a set of mowers, sir. We don't. Okay. So we've no mowing equipment either. So we can lease, and that would be the economical thing to do. Second-hand market, is there anything in there? Ideally, we could cut the grass with that and put it in. Well, we got, there's a merger. What? I never really used one of them. 9.1 meters. Better keep an eye on the combine. Oh, there's a 15 meter class. That would be more along the lines of what we're used to using. That just a windrower? Yeah, the windrower. Where's it got? That'd be 38,000. Now, we always got to take into consideration the difference between leasing and actual outright purchase. We're flush of money, yeah, that would be the thing to do. Would be to do an outright purchase. Yeah, it's 98,000. So say that's 14. If we were to lease, this would cost us 4,800. Now get rid of the spare wheel, straw curtain. These, yeah. So we'd still have, you take that into consideration, say it costs us for the hours we're using it, that costs us $6,000. Even if you say, hey, we still got 30 grand extra left in the bank. Okay, we don't have the piece of equipment, we'd have to get it again. But we're not going to need it until our grass field is ready again. And I did say that the intention was to raise enough money to buy the grass field across the road, field number 8, which is, I can't remember, 274,000. To raise enough money to buy that. And then the field that the grass is in now, we can put a crop in, that'll bring us in more money. That's kind of the intentions moving forward. 52%, I think we're going to make it around, which is nice when you can do the headland without having to go chasing. So, yeah, plan is we're going to work on the grass once this is done. Other contracts, yeah, we will do them. There's more there. Sugar beet, no, we won't be doing that, although it is a decent, the decent harvester. It's a big field, 31 acres, that would take forever. We might do a big stone picking contract. If, as I said before, if it was to do the likes of this, I would lease the other stone picker with the wider spread and not take the equipment. So we kind of saved on that. We're still using our own equipment, but it just means that we have a nice reward at the end of it, 32,000. I think that was the one that was up before and we didn't do it last month, but we may do it this month. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stick a second headland on this. There's only one on it, and if we make it the whole way around the first time, I think I'll just do a second headland and then do the ups and downs. But for now, I'll continue on with this and I'll update you as we work our way through it. 3 headlands I put, and we're going quite well. We're half the field done. Big head on this, so it's really helpful. Now, this is what I wanted to do. Things that make you happy. Hold on. Oh man, I'm in the truck. I need to be in the tractor. That's the next contract. Filling from the combine into the trailer, into the truck. Because I've seen them doing this in real life. Mind you, my combine's over a little bit too far. Let's jump back in. Oh, it's empty. Yeah. I'd never really used the auger wagon before. First time. Turn on the lights. Oh. Turn the lights off. On the line. Off we go. Still on. Yeah. I don't know why it leaves the line at the end. It done it in them 2 ones. Even though we got to the end, it just left it. So anyway, yeah, we're motoring through this. I've taken on a ploughing contract. Gonna use this big piece of kit. Not going to do that straight away. That's seed or fertilizer I bought in the second-hand market, which I haven't checked out since we moved into this month. And I just wanted to use that big R9. When I seen it there, I thought, you know what, let's give it a whirl. Okay, jump back into that vent and turn it off. We're wasting diesel. There we go. High fuel prices on this save, so we don't want to be leaving equipment running when it doesn't need to run. I wonder will I get it all into the trailer the first time. It doesn't really matter. The sell point is not a million miles away from here. We got a football pitch up here. We got the town area up here with one of them. I know I haven't explored this part of the map with you in it. I've driven through it once or twice bringing equipment up to do contracts up here myself, but maybe when we finish this field we'll take a drive through it and I'm bringing the grain up to the sell point. Maybe we'll do that so you can have a look at the map on the way. As you can see, I pulled off coming up here. I was almost full. I was at 99% when I turned off, just to go up to do that little offload, capturing the fill into the Argo wagon and then into the actual semi-trailer. Things to make you happy on Farmer Simulator. Yeah, we're set at 16, so when I lift it, it won't go racing off. I think this does 40 on the road. Could probably set a little higher, 18, that'll do. Okay, so making progress on this, and then we'll just sell it all. We're not going to try hold any of it back and keep any of the surplus. We'll just take whatever it gives us, and we'll move on then to our next contract. But I tell a lie, we're not going to move on to the next contract. We're going to move on to our grass and hay work. Here we go. Trailer's full, so is the auger wagon. So is the combine. So we're going to go and empty this. We have the field finished. So we'll just do a drive through here. We don't need to. We could have went straight on. Works and buttons. Presume that's some sort of spinnery. There's the football pitch to the side. Let's have a look around. There's no cover on this trailer. No cover. More sunflowers. I did say there was more sunflowers up around here, alright. Ooh, she's slow going around the corner and then slowed down. Let's see, what have we got here anyway? That is spinnery, I think, tailor shop. It's a bakery, 2 fuel stations, restaurant, Ben, supermarket, lime station. Okay, so we are going to over here. So we go down, around, and back up. Yeah, we'll go that way. I'm not driving through the supermarket just in case. We have 2 gas stations. So it's shown 2, it must be 2 sets of pumps. One is probably gas pump, petrol pump, and the other one is probably electric charge. Yeah, there's something else there on the side. That's the supermarket. And around. Yeah, we need to go out here, don't we? I haven't got the map open, but... Lime station. Okay, the road's over there where them trees are. We need to go down around. So, we'll keep you in. We'll be up there in a second. We have 59,400 litres in this trailer, and we have the auger wagon is full, which is 30,000. The combine isn't full, but it's not far from it. Open the map, that's just a field road, farmer's road, whatever you want to call it. That's the grass field that I had the contract on, where the contract went okay at the start for mowing, and then he headed off into the yonder, doing his own thing. I reset him back and he went off again. So obviously the field itself wasn't 100%. Yeah, that didn't take long to get up here. Then again, we're driving a truck that does 90 kilometers an hour. Where's the entrance? Ah, we have to go all the way around. Okay. And that's our horse farm in there. Down onto the beach. Do you ever feel like you get lost? Oh, this road goes down and around. Okay. Where are we? Around the back here? Oh, we're in there. How do we get in there? Ever feel like you're gonna get stuck? We should have the room. There it is. Entrance. So this is East Agri Trade. And there we go. That's the tip point. Now, little trip around the map just to give you a look. Have to get back now and get loaded up again and get it brought up here, and we'll get our bonus and we'll collect on the contract. Right, final lot delivered. We got 14,000 in bonus, which doesn't surprise me now on these big fields because we did get quite a bit the last time we done one. So plus 18. So ooh, that was nice. 32,000 we made out of that. And there we go. We've collected the contract. So that's 1 of 5 for the month. And we need mowers. Let's do it this way. Let's have a look. I've already checked through. There's nothing here. I did buy some more fertilizer. I moved the bags up to the shed. I didn't leave them down here. Okay, so we're going. We need something that'll drop a swat. The cheapest is the Samaz, but then the front Samaz is different. It's price-wise, it works out the same if you do it either all Pottinger or Samaz. Yeah, there's the Pottinger. No one there. Lease. Is that the right one? I think that's it. No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Nearly got the wrong one. I knew the price wasn't right. So half the field is going to have to be dropped in a swat to be picked up for silage. That'll go in the bunker. So we're going to need a blade and we're going to need a roller. Oh, more stuff. Okay, and will our class tractor probably won't do it. Will I use the John Deere to roll it? That would be something else. I'm going to save that. I'm going to actually do that contract myself, I think. I know it's using that plough. It's going to take a bit of time, but it's a nice tractor to use. Okay, there's no need to drive all the way back to the farmyard with this, because this is our field here. So I kind of want to do half and half. Now, I've no idea we're halfway down here. Let's take a look on the map. Just ever so slightly more down. Just beyond that tree, I'd say. Just about here. That'll do. Doesn't matter, we're slightly off. Now, let's see. Can we throw lines going crossways? Sure we can. Why is that double line there? Doesn't matter. Okay. So that'll do as a starting point. And we'll do one side where we'll drop the swat and the other we won't, because we're going to tether it and windrow it and pick up the hay. We have the forage wagon. And this is not dropping. Okay, so we'll do the side that's not dropping first. And then we'll do the other one. So I'm going to go to the right and do this for the hay. And go do to the left for the silage. Now what I'm going to do when I get to the other side here, I'm going to actually drop the swat and do the one to the left. Just so I know where the cut-off point is. It'll be obvious, but just to kind of make it a little bit more, what you'd say, tidy. Lift that up. Don't know why I'm bothering being so tidy. Yeah. Here we go. Let's do the next line. We drop the swat on this one. To be honest, I could do the headlands and grab that bit of grass as well. Why not? There we go. So that's just divided down the middle in half. Now, I'll probably switch the lines back the other way. No, it doesn't really matter. No, there's not much in it. If it was doing the whole field, we'd run the other way. But since we're doing half and half, we'll just keep it this way. So what I'm going to actually do the swat first, since I have it dropped anyway. And we get this done, and then we can pick this up straight in. We need to get a tether and a windrower to do the other side. I know you can get mods that'll do the whole lot in one go, but we're going to stick with what we have. There we go. We're going to get our silage and our hay done now, and that'll be part of the way towards getting our TMR. What we'll do is we'll get it in. We will have to wait for the silage to ferment anyway before we can load it in. We're going to be doing that with the loader on the because it's going to come out of the bunker. So it's going to be done with the loader out on the flask. So that'll be a slow enough job to do to fill it up. Eventually you'll have a wheel loader, big bucket, and we'll just bucket it over. I'm kind of planning on having two of them bunkers beside each other with silage in them, and that's why we need the wheel loader to take care of it, because it's going to be fairly tedious even if we have a 2,000 litre bucket. We kind of need the wheel loader with 5,000 litres on it. We know we can't put too big a bucket on any of the tractors with the loaders, or they get very tippy, very light in the back. So with that in mind, we're going to aim for down the road having a proper wheel loader set up for doing the feed. And when we get the hay in, it can go straight into the cow barn, and we'll shift some of the straw we have in the silo over there into the actual manure section on that as well. So we'll be good to go when we do eventually get around to getting the cows, which hopefully will be pretty soon once we have the silage. Hopefully we'll have the money in that to work away on that. Now, there we go. We'll just keep dropping the swats on this side. And you know what, I'm going to I'll stick a second headland on. So what's happening? There we go. Just so when I'm turning, it gives us a bit of space. Right, I'll crack on with this. Okay, let's get this grass in. As you can see, I decided to mow this piece of land which has belonged to us here as well and get the grass off it. Never want to miss an opportunity. So this will just go in, and I actually ended up doing the headlands in the end because I actually ran straight on once or twice. Missed the turn point, as you can see. So we're going to get every bit of it we can up. It's going to be kind of a slow process because we need to drop off the trailer every now and again and compact it down. I will get a blade, and I don't think, although I haven't said that, the class tractor would actually do it. You don't actually need to have a biggest tractor. It's all about rolling over it and back and forth and back and forth. Granted, it will compact a little bit faster with a heavier tractor. But I just decided, there you go, we nearly have a trailer full out of this piece here. That's why I was looking at it and I just thought, you know what, there's where I ran on first. Fell asleep at the wheel. I was actually watching someone else's YouTube video. And there was something interesting going on. They distracted me. Next thing I knew, I was heading off into the great yonder. So we'll get this, as I said, into the silage bunker. Not quite sure how much there'll be. The hay, once it's tedded and windrowed, we'll get that into the cow barn. It'll go into the feed spot for it, for the mix. We're still going to need silage, straw and mineral feed for the automatic robot to work. Which of course means we're going to have to wait for the fermentation process on the silage before we can put it in. But you already know that anyway. But certainly is plenty of space in the yard for other buildings and expansion, and yeah, it gives us nice to have room without having to take some of your field away when you're stuck. Even here, I mean, you could utilise this space and put another shed here if you need it. 98, 99, 100. Okay, let's go empty this one. Tractor will go faster now. I have it limited to 33. Just decided to use the covered bunker for a change. 3-sided, no pull through. I'm just hoping it doesn't bleed. I've had a run of bunkers on a couple of maps where I was using them and they actually let the grass bleed through to the outside. The problem is not the bleeding of the grass. Well, it is, but the problem is, here we go. When you put the cover on, the cover comes out through the side wall and it kind of looks a bit weird, to be honest. I'm looking at this now at the first look on now. Granted, we're going to compact it, we're going to go back up on top, and I'm thinking we probably need a second bunker. Maybe not. Let us drive away and look back. Okay, I'll work away on this. I'll update you then once we get a tether and a windrower and make a start on the hay. I'll give you an update at the end of this. We'll see what silage we have in, how long it'll take until we get it in as well and get it compacted, and that I'll get it ready to cover up, and then I'll bring it back in then. Well, that took a while to get this compacted. We got there in the end, 100%. I didn't bother videoing any of it because it was just up and down, up and down. Oh, I knocked that over. Oh, I nearly made it stand back up. Did I? I did. No, we did buy this. I had it on the little glass. It's not heavy enough. It done some of it, but it got bogged down. I just got to leave it here at the side. I can rest there until the next time. This tractor's not heavy enough. It needed wheel weights on it as well. That's why it took so long for me to get it done. So we have our silage in. What have we got? How much is in it? It doesn't actually look too bad. We've, oh, there you go. We've 384,714 litres. Blanket it. There we go. So we have our silage. Any bleed on the sides? No. I like this bunker. Yeah, good bunkers. You get so many of them where you got bleed coming out the sides, and what happens then is when you blanket it, then it's the blanket actually comes through the side. But I know there's a big gap here. I think that's made it so difficult because it was easy to fall against the wall on either side when you were trying to compact it. But it done it. It done it anyway. It got it done. Now, on to the next task. We're going to leave this here. We need to get, I could do with getting rid of the weight. Put the weight over at the door. We need to get the hay end of it done now. I hung on to the mowers just in case a mowing contract came up. I thought it'd be handy to have them. We could go and do it. But alas, and look at the diesel. Oh, diesel gone right down again. But definitely we're using more diesel. So what we need to do now, we need to hire a tether and then a windrower. So I think I'm just going to jump straight in and go for width 8. And now Lizard Colossus 17. What's that? 7. 7.7, 8.9, 17. It's so much more expensive. The lease, what would it be? 2,000. Nope. I think that seems to be our option. 841, that'll do. We can run that with the class tractor and get the tethering done and then get the windrowing done. So I'm going to get over to the dealership, get that picked up and get started on getting the hay done. I got the tethering done with at least the windrower as well, so just doing that now. Can really see the difference in the petrol diesel consumption because we have it set higher. It does use quite a bit more, but mind you, there's been a lot of work, a lot of fails. This X4 map is big. Fails big time to do everything. I'm beginning to think I should have put that worker on that ploughing contract and let him go and kind of keep him. Well, we've 2 more days left in the month anyway, so it's a 2 or 3. I don't know whether I'm running, I can't remember, is it 2 or 3 demos? We'll have a look now. Let's get this bit. Now, calendar. I was just checking the weather. 3 day months, because we have rain on the way. We'll get it done before then. Just get this off the field and into the I don't know whether all of this, given what we got off the other field, we should get around the equivalent in hay. I think it might actually be a little bit more of anything. We'll get it into the cow shed, what we can, the rest of it can go into the silo. Our silo, we've no, yeah, I can't tell what we have. I can, yeah, there is straw in there. Okay, there is straw. Of course, contracts, what came up, field number 8, the one we want to buy. I was wondering, was it ready again? It is. I did say that even if I hit the target for the money to buy it, that we need to be, did I say 70,000 over, I think I said? It rings a bell in my head anyway. That we have to have 70,000 left in the bank when we buy a field, just so we have everything else covered. That may come up. Now we have collected our contract already. There is other stuff there. We could throw a worker on the cultivation contracts or whatever. It would be handy if we had a tractor ourselves or a cultivator. We could put on a tractor ourselves and leave to go do the cultivation contract. I'd prefer to do that than to keep leasing taking the equipment with it all the time and sending it off. Though it saves us on diesel by using the assigned equipment, and we're paying for it anyway. So I suppose with that in mind, it's not a problem. It's not. There's no hard and fast rules on what you use for contracts. I did say I'd just try and use our own equipment if we have it. But we don't really have a decent cultivator. We have one, but it can only go on the big tractor. Now we're going to need a big tractor now in a bit to get the hay off the field here, so we can't really go send that off. This class won't pull the forage wagon. It's not powerful enough. So I guess I'm just going to have to soldier around with this for now, and maybe we will take on the contract and throw the worker on 17,000. That's not bad. After all, his 30 acres. Okay, I may have sorted out some contracts by the time you come back, because I'll still be doing grass work. I'll still be on my hayfield. I threw in the maximum number of headlands because it's strange. When it's coming the other way, it'll make the curve down here. But when I'm coming back from this way, it doesn't. You have to actually select the line. Coming the other way, it'll go around the corner. But going this way, let's see if it doesn't happen this time. No. Whereas it's coming the other way, it did select it. That's weird. Anyway, I'll get this done. I'll probably sort out a couple of contracts to get some money rolling in. So this episode is going to really just be about getting our hay in now. And that there's not going to be much else on work on our old farm anyway. That's going to be it. We just decide then that we put fertiliser down on this field. Since we have plenty of it there, we may well do. Okay, we're getting the hay off the field, but we're losing the light. After all, it is November. I start the other 2 contracts, put workers on them. That'll be 3 out of our 5 contracts for the month. So we'll get this hay. I already have the first load around the headlands done, and it's in the cow barn already. So whatever excess there is will go into the silo we have. So it's been a long time at this. And as I said, in real time, it's taken quite a bit of time to get through it, and it does on these maps anyway. So happy days, we're getting there. I'm enjoying it. If I wasn't, I'd go back to the small map. So yeah, we'll get this all off the field. As I said, this is what this episode is going to be about anyway, preparing the field for the cows. Along with, we done our forgotten what it was so long ago, sunflower harvest. So we got that done anyway. That's a decent contract with the money we got from that, from the contract alone, and then the surplus we get, the bonus we get from the amount of product that came off the field. So we can't complain. We're at 83%. We're almost exactly the same place we were the last time, which is why we had a short little run left on the end here. So it looks like we're getting there, but then again, talk to me in half an hour and see how much closer we are. Anyway, I'll continue on, and yeah, that'll be this episode done once we get this done, to be honest with you, because it has taken as long as I thought. I'll put it that way. I'm not saying it's taken longer than I thought, because I knew it was going to be a fairly big job to do. And that's the thing with our episodes on here. They take so much longer to record than our normal episodes on smaller maps, because it just seems like you're working in the one field all day, which we have been. I knew we'd end up working in the dark. We're on the last load. I wonder what it all fit in. We've one more line beside us. I don't think I missed anything else. There might be a half bit somewhere. I did go back each time I finished and picked up the end of the line that it stopped on, because I have a tendency then to miss a fairly long streak. Can't see anything now at the dark. Just when I hit 5:30, 17:30, it just, someone flicked the switch. I knew it was getting dark anyway, because the lights over there were coming on along the road. But this is it. This is the last act of the day. We're going to be finished. I'm tempted to leave this in the trailer and deliver it down to the sheep, because we're going to need grass down there. Come on, 86%. Yeah, we'll get it in. Thankfully. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to come back for a small little bit. Okay. Lift it up. Hey, what? Let's cover it, because I'm going to leave this in the trailer. I'm going to bring it down to the sheep. They've been living on the meadow. They've been okay. But oh look, there's a bit. Can't leave it. I have to get it. Won't find it now. Turn around in the dark, it won't show up. I did mean to go down that line. That's where I was starting. At the end of each row, when I lift the windrower and then drop it down again. No, they're all just bare patches. Now, we're running burrito with grassware. I wonder, is that part of it? Where that is there? Where's our way into the yard? I can't see it. See the little patches? I wonder, is that part of what's going to have to be reseeded eventually? Right, why am I heading over to put this in? I'm actually heading over to have a look and see what is left in what is in the actual storage. Now, can we get diesel here? We got diesel. Let's see how much this costs us. Might as well fill it up. So we've 37,000 litres in this. There's nothing in the sheep food. They're living on the meadow. There's only 6,000 litres left. So diesel 295. Expensive enough. And we're going to knock off the lights. Park it. Let's go over. We could do a few lights around the yard. That's for future. What have we got in here? What did we put in? Hay. We've 323 litres. 323,000 litres. 24 actually. It's on 999. And we have our silage. I know we have straw in here, but I can't remember what. Oh, we put the stones in as well, yeah. We've 324,000 litres of straw in there. That's grand because we need that for bedding. In with the cows, we need mineral feed. We'll have to buy some of that. And yeah, then we be in a position when we have that and we start putting our silage in when it's fermented. It'll start to fill the actual food end, which, what does it hold in food? 90,000 litres. So 90,000 litres of TMR it'll have in there when that starts, and then they'll work on that and it'll keep topping it up all along. So yeah, pretty happy with the results. Does take quite a bit of time to do the work on that. Lights, turn on the lights. Where's the menu? Open gate, switch on lights, that's not lights. That's not lights either, that's for the door. There is a light switch somewhere. The box on the wall, somewhere. Doesn't matter. Probably a combine parked in front of it or something else parked in front of it. Yeah, there is lights, they're up there. There we go. No. Okay, we can't find the lights in the dark. It's definitely not lights. No. There is a switch somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Along the Kiel Canal, episode number 5. It was a long day's work to get here with that grass work. On top of doing the sunflower harvest before it. I have to say I do enjoy it, even though it takes a long time to get through them. It's nice to be working on a big map with big fields. We do need bigger equipment. We'll eventually get there. There's no rush on it. As I said, when them contracts are finished, I've actually stopped the 2 of them just before I brought you back in because I want to move forward and complete them in daylight tomorrow. And I'll probably do some of it myself anyway. Yeah, when them contracts are finished, then it's going to bump the money up to over the 270,000, which is what we need for the field. So we're still short because we need to have residual money left in the bank when we buy a field. We don't want to be broke. We want to have money so we can do stuff because we're heading into the winter months anyway. Anyway, we've no loan to worry about, which is a good thing too. So for now, from Along the Kiel Canal, episode number 5, that's it. Done and dusted, in the bag. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave a comment. All the usual stuff. And I will see you in the next episode. Until then, all that's left for me to do is to say goodbye for now. Till then. Bye-bye.